Alright, so here's the next video. Okay, I'm gonna just close this for a second and select slide in. And then again, same thing, text, animate. We're gonna make another animator 1, right? With the category of tracking, right here, tracking. So click it. There we go. See? So you'll start to kind of understand what the hell is going on. So animator 1, I'm gonna press enter. Go to the beginning, s.i. and then delete the number 1, and I'm gonna put here tracking. Enter. Right? See, it literally is compartmentalizing specific attributes to animate, and that's where the flexibility comes in more and more. You'll see, it's pretty damn cool. Anyway, so tracking, we made that. Right, the category is tracking. See, tracking amount, tracking type. You have your range selector. So I'm at frame 0. See, frame 0. Start. I'm gonna hit the stopwatch. Click it. 0% strength. Right. Remember, I said to kind of interpret it that way. I'm gonna scrub it all the way to frame 18. For the start, hover over it, left mouse click and hold, drag it towards my right, 100%. Right. As you can see, it doesn't do much, right? Next, I want to go, let me just see on my advanced, right? Yeah. Should I show this part? I'll show it after. Yeah, I'll show this after part. Tracking type. We're gonna set this to, okay, let me scrub this, right? I'm gonna just show it halfway. We're gonna set this to before. No, we're gonna set this to after. Okay, it didn't do jack, right? But they'll come into play. I can explain better afterwards. Alright, so we did that. Right? Beginning, 0% strength. Start, end, 100% strength. And yet again, nothing happens. We set this to after, tracking type after. Now, amount. Okay. I'm going to scrub this forward right around here so you can kind of see it in action. I'm going to type in 50 right around midway because you can kind of see it happening. Right, type in 50, hit enter, and look what's going to happen. Okay, it did something. Right, I'm kind of halfway, and then this is what, frame 8. And then I'm gonna click the stopwatch to set a keyframe for the tracking amount. Right. I'm gonna scrub it all the way to the end. Okay, see? So let's play this. Looks like something did do, right? Okay, so you saw that. Right? Kind of looks like, what's the big deal? Looks kind of whack. But we're gonna go up to here. Tracking amount. Right, see? We're gonna at frame 18, because 18 is when, see, everything ends. These are like my milestone markers, and I'm gonna type in 0. Tracking amount. So this here, 50% or 50. This here, 0, right? Frame 18. Go to the beginning, press spacebar. Okay, a little bit better. So you can kind of see what I'm trying to do. Still, it's alright, right? Nothing like my demo I had. This is where you wanna, let's say I'm gonna scrub, say right around here, so you kind of see what's happening midway through. I'm gonna go to the advanced, click it. Got all this crap, right? Under mode, right? You're gonna change this to subtract. I'm gonna click it and see what happens here. Okay, spread it out. Ooh, okay. Alright, that's starting to look neat. Ooh, right. Now you notice, I want to show this part. You see how the time indicator is going on to forever and ever, right? And you gotta wait until it goes here, and then it loop back. You know, and it gets kind of annoying to have to wait, right? But let's say you still want to have all these frames just in case. So what you can do is temporarily, and again this is temporarily, you can temporarily trim it. Press N as in Nancy, see? It'll temporarily trim it. And when you press play, it'll do that. N as in Nancy. And when you're ready, and let's say you need more frames to play out, you can either grab it at the end and do that, or bring it back. Alright, I like this. Right, it goes whoa and kind of comes back. Right. So that's what we did. So alright, again, the key things is that under the tracking category that we made, right, and we set this to subtract. That played a major deal. Okay, play it again, and this is where you can screw around with the timing of things, right? Tracking amount, right? So it's at 50, right? And then let's say you want to regroup, right, or come back to normal, right? But you want it to come back to normal, say sooner. Tracking amount, right? You can this is basically where you offset keys. So you can screw around where tracking amount, right? This right here, 0, right? You could probably, right, tracking amount, you know, you could either, the best thing to do is just experiment, just jack it other way out, way over here, right, further out for the tracking amount, so it takes some more time, and you play it. Or you grab it and you just chuck it over, you smash it forward, back. So it's, see, so now it's layering. You see how it fades in? It's fading in if I play it. You see how it fades in the IN? That's because you have your position and opacity doing their thing, right? These guys, right, you see, oh, I freaking hate this thing right here. See this right here? That's for tracking. This opacity, right, is frame 18. That's why there's that bit of a delay, right, see? This is your position. Position is from here to here. Opacity fades in a little bit after, which is here. And tracking, right? Tracking, all this stuff is here. you could grab, say, the beginning part, which is 50%. Let's say you chuck it more back, so it begins earlier. Right, 50% begins earlier. See this part? Box. This is the box is longer, elongated because of the tracking. So you jack it up. I'm yanking on it more. It's at 469. Now the box is bigger. See that? Because of this. If I squeeze it, right, left mouse, click and drag, now it's at negative. Let's say, I don't know, 88 maybe, I don't know. See? All because of this. And, you know, you're not bound to say exact numbers. You could put freaking, I don't know, 200. Right? For the beginning. And I chucked it over, I don't know, here or here, right? But for sure, it needs to end, right? It needs to end with 0 to come back to normal. Then you might be thinking, well, why the hell did I make this, right? Well, that part I can't explain. All I know is that the combination of these work out really well. Right, there's subtle little nuances. Right. Anyway, so I screwed around with just these two to mess around with the timing. Maybe it was too much. See how this S kind of went crazy, way back and come back. So maybe in this one, the tracking amount, let's say I put it to 100, hit enter. See? And then you could screw around with, say, start end 0, right? Let's say I'm at kind of midway ish, right? I'm talking about the start end. And what if I were to, you know, yank this back way back? See what that does, right? Delays it. See what that does. Well, not much. I did Control Z to undo it. What if I yank this forward? Seems to be faster. Right? If you're not too sure, you just do Control Z to undo it and then compare it. I don't really know too much, but yeah. So start end versus the tracking amount, right? So let's say you experiment some more and you want to compare the tracking amount, right? And then see how it ends over here, start and ends over here. Ignore this, right? When I say end, I'm meaning like at 100%, this part 100%. The 100% ticker is at here. So if I were to grab the tracking amount and match that, so all it aligns to this. Let's see what that does. Okay, and not much, but what if I were to, I don't know, squeeze it again back sooner. To be honest, like, I can't really tell much right now. It's late at night and my brain is kind of cooked, but you can kind of see that there's flexibility. You know, let's see if I yank this tracking amount, right? It's not 0. It's at 100%, 100, not percent, but 100%, 100 tracking pixels. Right, and then let's see if I don't know, grab this and dump it here. Let's just compare and contrast. maybe here, maybe the tracking amount I'll put 50. See, it's tighter, right? So the tracking amount I put to 50, so it made it tighter. It's not as loose. But let's say I go back, I set it to a frame 0. Tracking amount, let's say I put 75. Right, that's a frame 0. So it's more loose. See if I scrub it. So I kind of like that too. So there is flexibility, you know. But yeah, for the tracking, for sure, you want, you know, at the initial stage, a little bit more, right? I mean, definitely more, and then at the end, you definitely want it to be at 0. Because if I were to say delete this, see what happens. That's why for specific types of attributes, you know, you need to kind of experiment. You know, this one here I put to 0. Whereas other ones I didn't need to animate it, and still did what it kind of was supposed to do, right? I had to animate the tracking amount before and after, but in opacity, right? Let me close this so you don't get confused. Opacity, I did not need to animate it. See? There's no animation for the opacity category. For the position, right? I did animate the position. 1307 pixels towards my right, and it ends at 0, 0. But if I were to delete my position, right, again, that one looks like it didn't matter. Anyhow, I put it back in. So, you know, like I said, it is a bit of a quirky thing, right? Some things you do need to have a beginning and end. Some things you kind of don't because of your, for example, position, right? The range selector, start and end, it kind of does it for you. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyway, so the tracking, the key takeaways is under the advanced, you set it to subtract. Right, subtract. And you set the tracking type to after. Because if you do it different ways, and it's gonna look screwy. Let's say before. See with that little hiccup. Or say, if I want to choose it, say after. Anyway, so yeah. So that's pretty much it for that one. I did, it's 18 minutes. I did animate the color gradation, right? Maybe I'll put that in afterwards towards the end. But for the most part, this is everything for this. And feel free to experiment, right? You know, with the timing. Well, maybe leave it alone for now. Save a backup and then kind of experiment in case things blow up. But that's about it for this one. The next video I'm going to go over, let me pull up my demo file. This is the demo file. Ignore this because it's this guy right here. Right? It's this guy right here. So this is my demo file. Right? Like I said, you can have multiple compositions open. Right? This is the original. Slide out. But this one, you see how it's kind of a bit of a bump, kind of bumping to each other. This part here is because of the timing I kind of messed around with, but yeah, see these guys. Anyway, alright, push it back. Next one I'm gonna go over slide out. Animate that. That one's a little bit different. It's going from left to right. Has a bit of an overshoot. So that's the next video. And again, this is where we had just finished. Okay, so that's the end of that. Bye.